What's going on, everybody? Eternal Red Gamer here. Big shout out to all of you who have been supporting my channel, watching my videos, hitting that like and subscribe button. We are now at 200 plus subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. While we're here, and if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. Help me get to 300. The goal is to get to 500 before my birthday in July. So thank you very much again. Hope you enjoy the video. Leave a comment below if you want to see some extra content and whatever games you would like me to play. See you around in the near future. Thank you. Oh man, we finally made it to Sigma after like 20 years. It's an arcade shooter. Welcome, I see you managed to get here by yourself. Very impressive. I could destroy you, but I wouldn't want to rob my pet of that pleasure. He knows how to deal with betrayers. Should you live, I will be waiting for you. I gotta remember what the pattern is. What the fuck? I don't remember it jumping like that, and it's too quick to maneuver around. Sheesh. And Sigma, he does, if you are in the air, he does his jumping attacks. Excellent job, XSCY0 counted on you. You are almost as good as a hunter as I was. But the time of your destruction has arrived. You shall regret ever having defied me. The thing that fucking sucks about this fight is every time you die you have to start from scratch. Ooh-ah, ooh-ah, ooh-ah. You can stand on the edge of his claws and you won't take damage. That's what I tried to do. Your yes was quickly followed up with a no. Damn it. I don't appreciate how charging it up all the way does less damage. It's actually quite annoying. Son of a bitch, man. That's 4 misses. Oh, it missed it again. Oh my gosh, you could have had 2 more hits left. Do another round of fire, please. 4 more. Son of a bitch. We were right there. See, that's frustrating because you have it, right? You have it, and then I didn't jump, and I had like 5 or 6 misses. So you get, those are the ones you get mad at yourself because it could have been done. The trial would have been over. Tricky question. Which do you think would sell more? DC versus Marvel fighting game, or a Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter? Honestly, it's a good question. I think it depends. I think inherently as a video game, Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter would sell more. But if it was like a legit fighting game, then DC versus Marvel would be good. So if you were to take, like when they did Mortal Kombat versus DC, what ended up happening is they removed the core of what makes Mortal Kombat by removing the violence aspect from it. Oh, you son of a bitch. I wasn't paying attention. They removed the gore aspect, so it completely stripped what made Mortal Kombat, and that was a turnoff for most people. Now, granted, when they originally showed off the game and showed off some gameplay, I think they showed the Joker doing a fatality on Superman. Game. They added a few extra things. You got more interaction with Atreus, and you had a few extra weapons, but the gameplay and the storyline allows it where it doesn't feel like a bore, it doesn't feel like a chore, and you're involved in that game more than you think you are. So, it really just depends. I think someone can do a really good DC game, like with other characters, but it would have to be fun. It would have to be gameplay first. Gameplay would have to be fun, and then storyline right after that. You have to give people a reason to play it. So if you take Suicide Squad right now, right? Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. It got pushed back multiple times. It was a great idea. A lot of people were intrigued. But, kind of very bad gameplay. More of a, a service-like game. And then the fact that, the story was lackluster and people are reviewing the game. And people that want to play the game are reading reviews first. The game got a bad rap. And so now it's like, okay, it's not going to sell well. And, they're not going to make a sequel to that, so. They ruined Suicide Squad? You mean just in general? Talking versus fighting games, not solo games? Oh. Well, I mean, there's mobile fighting games for Marvel and DC, not together, but, you know, mobile kind of has that market. I think that's close, honestly. If Spider-Man is bigger of late with MCU and Tom Holland, but I think historically Batman is the more popular character as far as general pop culture. I would agree with that. General pop culture, because Batman has been around much longer. So I think for adults like us, I think more people might gravitate towards Batman. But as far as the younger audience and the core, especially when it comes to games, Spider-Man's going to be more popular and probably more fun. More fun for kids anyway. You're talking Fighters Injustice sold better than any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games? Well, yeah. So that would be a point, right, where people recognize more superhero characters in Injustice versus Marvel vs. Capcom because it was a crossover game. And when you take the two different visuals, like Injustice just looks like a better game because it looks more realistic. It looks amazing. And then Marvel vs. Capcom looks, you know, cartoony like a comic book, which is what it was supposed to look like, not factoring Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, because that game didn't look great at all at the beginning, but then had some polish and looked much better, but still wasn't great. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite got a bad rap because it didn't look great at first, number one. Number two, the roster. Like, that game was hyped up because Marvel vs. Capcom 3 did amazing, you know, for the niche, you know, of the fighting game community. But then Infinite just drove players away because it was focused too much on the current, you know, movie films and characters, and it just didn't mesh well. And that's what happens when companies don't pay attention to their fan base and they focus more on the money aspect. And it just sucks. We could have had an amazing game with some amazing characters, and we didn't get that. We got robbed of that. And also having a small roster. Like, your DLC is Monster Hunter, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Venom. Like, nobody's really asking for that. And the gameplay was fun. Now, the gameplay loop ended up being broken once players have figured out that game in less than 6 months. But it'll still... I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom has always been a broken game when you really look at its history. But it's super fun to play. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Oh, I cannot believe I didn't die. Marvel vs. Capcom is just super fun to play. Infinite is even fun to play. And that's the appeal of that game. Seven more. Let's make it all count. Oh, perfect. Nice. 3 more. Come on. Please don't come over here. Okay. Two more. Come on. Okay. Please stay over there. Please stay over there. Come on. Ah, finally. Wait, did I break the game? Oh shit, I thought I broke the game. We did it, boys and girls. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We did it, adults and super adults. No, it's not possible. I'm a Reploid! I cannot be destroyed by the likes of you! Why, X, why have you done this to us? Without the humans, my Reploid brothers could have ushered in a new age. No! Especially Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it was alright, but didn't do as good as MVC2 did. Well, you look at the difference between MVC2 and MVC1, and then you look at a 50 character roster. Like, it's very hard to beat that. Now, MVC3 eventually had almost 50 characters, but it took a while to get there and build that back up. Oh, remember Vanilla Marvel? Vanilla Marvel 3? The war has ended for now, and peace has been restored. But those who sacrifice themselves for the victory will never return. Exhausted, X gazes at the destruction he helped cause and wonders why he chose to fight. Was there another way? Yeah, DC versus MK. I remember DC saying they didn't want their characters murdered badly. Yeah, I mean, that's eventually what they said. They thought it was going to affect sales. Standing on the cliff, the answer seemed to escape him. He only knows that he'll fight the Mavericks again before he finds his answer. How long will he keep on fighting? How long will his pain last? Maybe only the X Buster on his hand knows for sure. The Zoomers and Alphas love Spider-Man. I agree with that. Millennials, Gen X, and Boomers gravitate more towards Batman. True. Gameplay of MVCI was really fun. Not having X-Men. Oh yeah, that's right. That was like the main killing point. There was no X-Men at all. Not having X-Men in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a big reason why the game didn't take off. It was the big deterrent, for sure. I mean, think about that. You have a Marvel vs. Capcom game with no X-Men, because there was, that back and forth with Disney and, just licensing issues, and the game could have been so much different. That's true. Good points. Very different styles too with Injustice and Marvel vs. Capcom. One's cartoons, one's animated style, the other darker. Oh, have you gone back and revisited the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate trailer? Like the 5-piece trailer? It's amazing. One's darker, photorealistic, which comics have had both styles depending on the art. Yes. Didn't Marvel vs. Capcom 3 early on have issues that felt like in most fighters? Chill, Penguin. The Sentinels having an infinite or something, Chief? Yeah, there was a lot of people were complaining about Sentinel because Sentinel did a lot of damage and had a lot of health, so it was hard to kill him. And Sentinel got nerfed so bad that he wasn't worth playing for a lot of people because they pretty much reduced his damage output and then destroyed his health. Like, his health got cut by 20% or something crazy like that. Marvel 3 is doing more than... I mean, now it is. Marvel 3 has had a crazy resurgence since Parsec came out. And then people have been able to play online with good netcode. And then you factor in on top of that the mods that have come out for that game. A 13-year-old game that still makes, majors and headlines at Evo. There's X. And you. We can move on from this game. The fact that Megaman X was not in Ultimate 3 is disappointing. How do you have X not in the picture with 0? Broken. Reminds you of Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11. A lot of people went back to those and weren't fond of MK1. People are always going to say they want the new one. They don't like the old one. Then they play the new one. They're like, eh. and they go back and play the old one. They bitch about the new one, but then they'll eventually go back to the new one. You can't please everybody. Mortal Kombat 9 gets a remaster. That game is amazing and top 3 favorites all time. I don't see it getting a remaster because you'd have to go backwards. Like, they're trying to move the franchise forward. I don't see them doing that. When's the last time you've seen a fighting game get remade or remastered that wasn't like 15, 20 years old? Maybe games that didn't have like sequels or didn't have any games that preceded it. Or maybe like a collection, but outside of that, you're not going to get a remake of any kind like that. Presented by Capcom. Let's go crazy!